Yeah, I'm definitely stealing the idea of coming to games jams to hopefully employ people later on. I think that's a really good plan, just to like, how did they actually make things? Global Games Jam is people coming together, making games. And what I like about it specifically is it's so open, and some games jams you come together and there's a competition, more of a competition about it, where you're trying to win, or you're not coming together on site to see people, you're just doing it at home. The Global Games Jam incorporates kind of like being with people, socializing, learning from each other, making a silly thing, trying to present this silly thing in front of people. Everyone has a good time and gets a lot out of that experience.
My favourite part is always seeing what everyone manages to make at the end. You don't really get to see what everyone's doing that much. You'll see a couple of screens here and there, but it's really nice right at the end for everyone to stand up and be like, oh, this is the thing I've managed to make. It's really cool, and everyone kind of interprets the theme in different ways, and that's always really nice to see.
You get just a whole kind of breadth of experiences at that presentation. It's mostly about that kind of like everyone together in the community, so that's really awesome, that bit.
So my role in the team was doing the 3D modelling and a little bit of the texturing as well. So we had like a list of about 15 to 20 different guns, and I just modelled those, and also the props and environments.
So I was both doing some sound design, making lots and lots of audio assets, and I also worked on the audio implementation of programming the audio into the game, which was a lot of fun. And generally just sort of working quite tightly with James, who was developing everything, and Evie, who was also doing some audio as well.
Another nice thing with game jams is that they kind of teach you not to be too precious about your ideas. I see a lot of people online, and I was definitely guilty of this as well when I finished university, of like, I'm going to make my game and it's going to be huge, and it's going to be incredible, and it's going to have all these things, and like that's such a bad idea. So I think game jams are a really good place for just, oh, you've got a weekend, it's got to finish. I mean, people obviously do take the games, but that is an end point, and you can say, right, well, this worked or it didn't work. I can scrap it or put it on itch, show it off to people, and then move on to the next thing. And like, it's just a nice way of not being too precious about your ideas, I think.
I would say just not to worry so much about like little details. Because in the beginning you have so many ideas and so many plans, but then you realise, okay, I actually have very, very limited time to do all of this. So you kind of learn to just work as efficiently as possible, really, without being too like perfectionistic, which is really hard actually sometimes.
I think one thing that I've picked up through being at uni that was really helpful was just having faith in yourself that any problem you face, no matter whether you faced it before or not, you can solve it as long as you just spend the time and think it through, even when you're under pressure. So that really helped, because this was a very stressful project and I was doing a lot of things I'd never done before. So just sort of taking time to communicate and really think about the problems, that was very, very helpful for this project.
I also get out of it just the ideas thing. Like this year, I kind of put on the poster, eat your ideas, and it was kind of ridiculous, but I believe that you've got so many ideas, and you can make your big game and your novel kind of game, but also you probably have other ideas, and you can just try things out and be silly and try out new technologies that you might not normally use. Like this year I played around with WebSockets for like multiplayer online stuff. So it kind of gives you the license, the opportunity just to try things out, and some things won't work, and that's fine too.
I think that time pressure and also being like sort of very closely packed with a small team of people was really valuable to experience. I've never sort of worked in a close team like that, and it was really enjoyable. I've learned a lot about sort of communicating with people and sort of how to understand who's doing what and so on. The final demo just before the deadline, where we could finally just play test the game and send it off, that was very relieving and quite rewarding as well, because it was good to see everybody's work come together into one thing. And even though it was very broken, it was fun. We play tested it and we were all laughing, and I finally felt like, yes, we've got something that's really quite magical here.
Yeah, I would agree. Like the ending where everyone presented their final projects. It was really, really fun to see what everyone else was doing, but also just to watch your own project being like on the screen, and like you could be really proud of it. I'm definitely thinking about joining the next Game Jam.
Yeah, absolutely. This one was a lot of fun. Cannot wait to do the next one.